If you've ever heard about working in IT, you've probably heard a joke about turning it off and then on again. What makes it funny is that this is actually part of most troubleshooting processes. It's the same for CrashPlan. Sometimes you just need to restart the CrashPlan service to get it going again. Let's walk through a couple of ways to do that. When you run CrashPlan, there are a couple of important components. The CrashPlan app is the user interface that you use to control your backups locally. This is where you see your settings and can make changes, but it isn't where most of the actual work gets done. The CrashPlan service that runs in the background does most of the heavy lifting. If you restart the app, only the UI window closes and reopens. This doesn't have much of an effect on the backups. Generally, if we need to restart CrashPlan, what we really need to restart is the CrashPlan service. When we do this, CrashPlan restarts all of the processes that go into backing up your data, and this is much more likely to resolve any temporary issues you may be seeing. You can effectively restart the CrashPlan service by restarting your computer, but let's walk through other more targeted ways to perform the restart. The easiest way to do this, if the CrashPlan app is able to be opened, is to tell CrashPlan to restart the service through the client's command line interface. How you access this CLI differs based on the OS you are using. On Windows and Linux, you will use Control plus Shift plus C to open the CLI, while on Mac you will use Option plus Command plus C. Once you press these keys, a window should pop up. This window allows us to issue commands to CrashPlan outside of what is possible in the UI. To stop and start the CrashPlan service, we'll use the restart command. Enter restart into the box at the top of the CLI window, then press enter. Shortly, the app window should disappear. Give it about 30 seconds so the service has time to start up all of its internal processes, then you can reopen the app. If you cannot get the CrashPlan app to open, or if you prefer to not use the CLI for some reason, you can also restart the CrashPlan service using tools provided by your OS. On Windows, you can find the CrashPlan service on the Services tab within Task Manager, or by running services.msc. Whichever way you choose, find the CrashPlan service entry, right-click it, then click Restart. If this is grayed out because it's not running, click Start. On Mac and Linux, you can run a command on the command line to restart the CrashPlan service. On Mac, you'll run the command sudo launchctl unload /library /launchdaemons /com.crashplan.service.plist to stop the service. Then sudo launchctl load /library /launchdaemons .com.crashplan.service.plist to start it again. The only difference between these commands is the action that is being performed. First we unload the service, then we load it. On Linux, CrashPlan is installed with scripts to stop and start the CrashPlan service. You must first navigate to the /crashplan/bin directory. By default, this is installed at /usr/local/crashplan/bin. From there, run the command sudo systemctl stop crashplan.service to stop the service. Then run sudo systemctl start crashplan.service to start it again. All of the commands mentioned here, as well as additional ones that you might need if you are running CrashPlan for a single user on a machine rather than for all users, can be found on our support site in the article titled Stop and Start the App Service. You now have a number of ways to restart the CrashPlan service and know where to find further information if you need it. If you need further assistance or this just isn't working for you, please reach out to our support team. We're here to help.